What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today, we are diving back into my delicious backlog, picking a set, and reviewing it here right now. And today's set is brought to you by my wife. I am so, overwhelmed when I look at my backlog little section over here. I don't know what to build, guys. I know the P1 I'm saving for the really slow season, which is usually about November, December. That's when Lego, well, at least last year, slowed down enough to where it was like, what do we do? And I think that would be a good time to pull out the P1. But when I look over here, it's like I'm at the Lego store, but yet I own it. So it's like I can build whatever I want. And when you look, it's like, oh, I got the Star Wars minifigure sets of the Sarlacc pit, or the one that's from the Ahsoka TV series. I forgot what that one's called. And then I realized that I have the Dark Millennium Falcon. I have the Imperial Star Destroyer. It's like, dang, man, I have so many good sets. So because it's so overwhelming, I just told my wife, why don't you hop over there and you pick one? And you know what? She picked one that was completely out of left field that I'm really excited to talk about today, and that is the general store I have right here with me. Now, this is completely different than what I originally was thinking about reviewing today as far as August sets, because this is part of the Bricklink Designer Program. Earlier this year, they started off with a Series 1, and this is one of the few sets that you could have funded for Series 1. I am looking at the website, and along with this set, we also got the Snack Shack, the Old Train Engine Shed, the Mountain Fortress, and the Parisian Street. Now, all of these sets were funded. It does say the Old Train Engine Shed is sold out, the Mountain Fortress is sold out, and the Snack Shack sold out, but yet the General Store and the Parisian Street is still funded. I don't know if you can order these sets still. I don't understand how this program works. Back in February, I think it was February the 6th, that's what my order here says, you could pre-order these sets to be shipped to you 6 months from that day. And they didn't really say anything other than, if the set gets a certain amount of sales, we'll put it into a small number production. And it's like, okay, we bought the sets, we funded the project, we now have our sets, us, 6 month, people. Are we going to put this thing into the small number production? Or was that small number production run just what I have here? So, it is kind of like a weird thing. Now, I do really like the Bricklink Designer Program, and I really do want to order more sets. But the thing that has me on hold about it is I want to see what it's like to build these sets. Because I have heard that since these are not Lego sets, but they're from Bricklink, which is basically Lego, they don't really share the same secure building techniques that a normal Lego product would have. And because of that, it kind of has me nervous. I have a lot of rebrickable models. I'm looking at a few up here on my shelf that when I built those models, I noticed that where I'm like, if these things have to get moved, they're probably going to crumble. Well, you know what? To my surprise, I just moved here, and none of my rebrickable models actually crumbled and broke, other than the noodle shop, and that was because I dropped it while I took it out of the box. But that was my own stupidity. So when it comes to question the LegoOfficial.com, whatever business branding, their techniques versus the Bricklink designer techniques versus rebrickable techniques, honestly, I don't really know, because I've seen some pretty questionable techniques from Lego themselves. So to say that these sets may not be for you because the techniques don't line up is kind of a weird thing to me. But it is weird enough for me to kind of be like, okay, I've ordered 2 of these, put the brakes on, don't buy any more until you've built these and find out for yourself. Now with my sets, like I said, I have this and the Snack Shack that I plan on doing my reviews for. These sets almost did not happen. A lot of stuff can happen in a 6-month pre-order time. That's basically half a year. Think about your own lives and what can happen from the top of a year to the middle of a year, from the middle of a year to the end of the year. A lot of stuff can happen. Like, for instance, I'm not where I started filming this year, am I? No, I'm 10 hours away in a whole new city, a whole new redesigned studio. Life can change, and that almost prevented me from getting these sets. So when I ordered these sets, I thought, who can I charge these sets to that is the most secure? And the only person I could think of is my wife. My wife is incredibly reliable. She is on top of all of her stuff, all of her finances. She is like a 10 out of 10 when it comes to having her shit together. And I gave her the money, which is showing here to be about $230. And I said, honey, put this down on your credit card, and I'm going to have these sets pre-ordered. They're going to take the money, put it back, and then in 6 months, they're going to take the money and ship the sets. And she's like, okay, no problem. I agree. I think that's a good idea. Well, you know what almost happened? Right as we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our lives, because my mom was selling the house out from under us, somebody stole her identity, well, her Grubhub or whatever, Uber Eats type food account. Somebody stole her login and logged in and ordered a crap ton of deliveries somewhere in the Midwest under her name. And thus, she had to basically close her credit card account and reopen it with a whole new account number and a whole new card and a whole new shebang. And as soon as that happened, I got the email from Bricklink or Lego that said, we're about to ship your sets. Make sure all your information's correct. Yeah, it's not correct anymore because my wife just had her identity stolen and I need to update it. But I was so busy trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do because our house is being sold out from underneath of us that I just forgot. And then I got an email in that said, well, you need to update because your credit card was declined. Well, no shit, it was declined. I haven't updated it yet because I'm losing my house. Lego is not a priority right now. And I talked with my wife about it because we're trying to figure out what do we want, what do we not want, because we got to be careful with money because now we're going to be financially responsible for ourselves. And I think we both agreed at the end of the day, we really wanted to still do these sets, and we both agreed to update the information and go ahead and allow the order to come through. These sets arrived basically a day or two before I took my first load of stuff up here to Sacramento, and they've been chilling up here longer than I've been here. And now we are finally going to get to build these sets, and it's been a hell of a journey. You really think that you can do something a certain way, and forces out of your control really throw some wrenches at it. And in our case, identity theft and my mom selling the house out from under my family that was living in it, those two things almost benefited from one another of me just saying, to hell with these Bricklink sets, I ain't going to do it. But I'm kind of glad we changed our mind. I'm kind of glad I'm here to tell the story, and I'm kind of glad to be here to show you guys this set. So with all that being said, everybody, why don't you come up a little closer to my desk, and let's talk about the box and share some details as we kind of go over the box, and let's see what we can figure out before we get a knife and we cut this sucker open for the first time. So here we are with another new camera angle. I kind of discovered this one in the second half of the last review video I did, where it's kind of like, we're a little closer, come a little closer. Anyway, with this angle, you guys can see me talk and see the box, and that's what I really want to do right now. So to kick off this party, we don't have Lego at the top, we have Bricklink. So right then and there, we have a Lego set that clearly has a distinctive difference. Another distinctive difference with these Bricklink boxes is that they're just white with the set, imposed on the white background. They don't do anything to kind of like make the set, more appealing because, well, we already pre-ordered it, so it's not like there's anything that we, have to choose from here for store shelf marketing. But looking at the set, we can see that we have an 18 and older, 910031. So the set numbers are, of a higher number value. I did notice that. 1,906 pieces, you know, not too bad. This set was $160 for those 2,000 pieces-ish. So, you know, I think for a Bricklink set, that's not a bad price. And continuing down, we have General Store, the name of the set. Designed by, yeah, good luck even trying to say that sober. That is a hell of a name. Like. If you're watching the guy that designed this set, I apologize. I cannot say your name. And I have a weird last name myself, and that takes the cake on that one. So let's move on over, and let's just start kind of picking apart the set here. We have what looks to be a carriage with a couple horses, or like maybe a buggy. I forgot what they called them back in the Old West. I'm kind of a Old West idiot. I don't know. I can't remember the names of things perfectly. The horses are two different colors. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures. We have a brick-built bird up here that looks pretty cool. I'm going to guess that everything on this is going to be sticker elements, no printed elements. But we do have Lucky Town General Store. I kind of like that name. This set was originally bought to be put in my Lego City, but obviously things happen and that's not happening. I do like the blue color of the store. I kind of like the way that the roof looks in the picture. I think that's really nice. And, you know, the outer surround, you know, it looks pretty cool. We got some pumpkins and carrots. It looks like a really, you know, basic, like Lego Ideas almost type build. Now, turning this set around to the side, we have nothing on this side. Turning it around over here to this side, we have nothing. On the bottom, we do have a little bit of a Lego representation right here on the bottom. Barcode, but nothing else. It's pretty plain. We do have some dents and scratches in the box due to my U-Haul moving skills that were not very good because I hired people to help me move. Up here at the top, we got Country of Origins, Legal Eagles, all of that, and a 1-to-1 of one of the minifigures. And then coming to the back of the box, we don't have any dimensions or anything like with an actual Lego set. It does show it with the roof off, and you can kind of get a sense of the general store. It has supplies inside of the store. We can see maybe a cactus in the landscaping with some dried out brush. You know, overall, pretty standard issue stuff. But again, it looks really cool, and it really fits in line with like the fishing store and the Sanderson cottage, and that's kind of why I wanted this set for the Lego City. It was going to kind of tie in those buildings and kind of complete the look along with the A-frame cabin. So that is the box. Let's go ahead and get some cutters. Let's cut open this box for the first time. I mean, I've been waiting since February 6th to finally get into this. So over here on the side, we're going to have 2 pieces of tape just waiting to be cut open. Now, I don't know whether to expect paper bags or plastic bags. I'm just going to go ahead and say very likely plastic bags. I don't know if we're going to get numbers. I don't know if we're going to get instructions. I am looking over here at the website, and the website is saying building instructions. So that's pretty much going to tell me all I need to know, that the instructions are on the computer. I've heard that rumored before. So let's go ahead, 1 and 2, and get the cut done. Let me give you guys the first look inside. Yeah, it's plastic. Overall, it looks like it's packed pretty reasonable. Got some dead space up in there. Let's do our pour. And there we go. So I do see bag numbers with this set. And we have a card with the designer right up here. And the card is basically just a piece of paper that says instructions, QR code. So yeah, I figured that. That was the rumor. Here's the stickers that we have. It does say 2024, the Lego Group. So, you know, there is plenty of backing by Lego with this set, even though it kind of doesn't want to act like it does. But, I mean, Bricklink Designer Program is just another way of saying Lego Ideas, maybe? Because I do see some sets come across on the Bricklink Designer Program get made that has been a Lego idea for a while. So I'm going to count off the bags really quick to tell you how many bags we got. And we're going to go ahead and just hop right to the review after that. So let's see how many bags we have. Okay, so I got all the bags laid out, and you know what? Bricklink Designer Program kicks it pretty freaking old school. We have one stack of bag 1, which is 1 bag, 2 bag, 3 bag, 4, 5. So we have 5 bags of number 1. Now, mind you, we have 10 numbered bags total. With number 2, we have 1, 2, and 3 for 2. With number 3, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 for that one. For number 4, we have 1 and 2. For number 5, we have 1, 2, and 3. For 6, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. For number 7, we have 1, 2, and 3. For number 8, we have 1 and 2. For number 9, we have 1, 2, 3. And for number 10, we have 1, 2, and 3. So we have at least an average of 2 to 3 bags per number. So that kind of makes it almost a 30 bag set. Some of these bags are really small, so it's kind of like, well, you could have just put these in an unnumbered bag inside of a numbered bag like Lego would do it. This is Lego, so they should have did it that way. Because having all these little bags is kind of like, kind of makes it more than what it has to be. And then on top of that, we have one unnumbered bag full of plates. We have black plates, nougat plates, dark gray plates. We have the plate to make the sign. We have the horses. So that is the set, everybody. That's the unboxing. That's the story. That's it all, except for the review. And that is going to come up right here. So enjoy the review. Okay, everybody, here is the review of the general store. And will you get a look at that? This thing is on a whole nother level. Let's start off talking about the wagon. Okay, so here we have the wagon with our 2 horses. Horses are pretty much what we would come to expect with a set like this, with some print detailing for the reins. Each horse is a different color, obviously, and so are the rein types, if you take a look. The print on the horses are also different in size of the white little splotches, all worth noting. There is a few too many exposed studs on the connecting center part there, but that is all okay. Taking a look at the wagon, we see our first minifigure out of the 5 we have with this set. And the minifigures are really nothing to really talk about. They're just kind of made to fit in with the set, and we'll just leave it at that. This one is featuring a printed plaid torso with a rifle and a whip. He has a nice beard with a nice little cowboy hat on. He has a little supply bag on his wagon, and inside his wagon is the parts to fill in the centers of the horse and some barrels of supplies. The wagon detail is really nice all the way around. I really like the way that this wagon is made. And there we get some sacks. We can take a look at those. The wagon is built really sturdy. I like it a lot. Now let's go into the set. Now, talking about the set, let's kind of just start off with the landscape and the stuff on the outside of it. We're going to start off with this really decrepit looking tree. It kind of looks like the Whomping Willow, but it's more of a dead tree than anything else. We have a nice lush green cactus along with some more dead little tree elements there. We do have a nice green bush with a tree stump right behind it. Looks like we have a rat on a run next to a pile of rock next to a wheel. Coming over here, we have a bucket with a nice bench using some sausage elements. The side of the building is that nice sand blue color, and I really like how it's like a diagonal slant. I'll get more into how that's done when we get inside of the building, but I really like the technique and all the different parts used to kind of give it some definition. Here we kind of have like a path coming along here to a step that goes onto the front porch. And then coming around, we see some more of those dead little tree elements. A trough for your horse feed and water or whatever the heck. Coming over here to the front porch, we have our first sticker element, General Store. There's another one down there. We'll get to that in a second. We have our first 2 minifigures right here. We have a lady with a rifle and the General Store owner right there with a broom. We have a pumpkin and a sack on the porch, as well as a table or a chair. We also have more of the blue elements. Again, I'll get you down in there here in a sec. Then we come into our 4th minifigure, which is going to be this mayor-looking gentleman with a briefcase. All normal, generic torso prints on these guys. We do have a downed mop over here in the corner, or broom, with a bucket. They want you to stand it up. It just keeps falling. We have another light on this side, so we have 2 lights total. Again, these little pads, these 2x2 pads, kind of form a walking trail around, going to a step up here to the porch. We do have the generic light poles used in normal modular buildings as what's kind of holding this at the angle that it's at. We do have a nice little rocking chair right here, again using sausage elements and pretty basic elements. Coming along to this side of the porch, we have a barrel half with a pumpkin in it. We have a small barrel with a baguette in it. And then we see our 5th and final minifigure, which looks to be a old-time lady with a list and an umbrella. Maybe she's coming in during a rainstorm, or maybe it's just too dang sunny. I never knew umbrellas needed to be used for sun until I moved to Vegas. We do have a little bit of an awning over here covering up some more store merchandise, green apples and carrots. On this side of the building, coming back a little bit, we do have 4 windows with some of those slats in that sand blue color. Coming along to the back here now, we got some more of the dead little, desert plants with a green bush. We have some crates of supplies in the back of the store. Looks like we have an employee-only entrance right here. It says no entrance, but obviously it's a door, probably for the workers or the shop owner. And it looks like we have a water barrel back here. Now looking at the back of the set, stepping up, we have a ton of barrels here. This is a very common, design aesthetic for the set. It's in the wagon, it's on the roof, it's around the building. The designer of this set really liked those barrels. And again, he liked his sacks too. And looks like we got some hay bales up there. The roof is flat, using a lot of tiling techniques to give it some definition. The back of the store is using that same slat technique in sand blue, like the rest of it. Let's come back around and we'll get another look. That building technique for the siding is used up here at the top of the sign as well. And then we also have this little, vulture looking bird up there. I think it's vulture, not Vulcan. Also in the front of the store, we do have 2 doors that go into the store, and we do have 4 more windows on this side. So with that, let's take off the roof and then bring you guys on into the inside. So the roof comes off pretty easy, just like that. Sets aside. Now with the roof off, we can kind of lift this up a little bit. And there you can get a look at our last sticker, Food and Mining Co. right there. Now let's get you guys a little bit closer. So bringing you guys in as close as I can. There is the official look of the porch and the patio. Bringing that back down, let's bring you guys on into the store. And now we're in the store. And you know what? It has shelves and merchandise. Cash register made of gold elements. Newspaper, we have a little stove right over here. We have a hat rack, as well as some maybe mining equipment. I see a pickaxe, a shovel, and a mining helmet. We have a bin of some briefcases. Maybe that's where the mayor is going, is to get some more briefcases because his is worn out. I kind of like how they use the generic newspaper of, the greatest hero ever saves a cat. That's in every single set. Now let's take a second to look at these slats. Now the slats of the building are done on these little hinge mechanisms that is kind of hard to get to because, the store is now full of stuff. But it's these plating that you build sideways coming up, and then it hinges down there. And it doesn't go forward, but it does go backwards because you do go in from the inside to install it. So that is a really interesting building technique and probably the greatest of the entire set. And I really think that makes the set really stand out. And look the look that it does. Because when you see this set advertised, you're just like, wow, that is a really cool set. And that's why I paid the $230 for it. So with that, there's really not too much more to talk about with the general store. So now let's come out and let's wrap up this video. Wrapping up this video, we have a couple points of discussion. And one of them is the whole Bricklink is Lego, but yet it's kind of an outlaw Lego when it comes to buying from the Designer Series program. And the other part of it is it worth paying the premium for the Designer Program Series sets? They've been doing this for a while. I don't understand exactly how the program works because they've done 2 other series of releases that seem a little bit more exclusive than the ones that we have gotten on this round. It does also seem that they're allowing a lot more sets through every single year. We're already voting on I believe Series 5, and I think we have, we've obviously gotten Series 1 in. I know we've already pre-ordered for Series 2. Have we even pre-ordered on Series 3 yet? We obviously know what 4 is, and 5 was already just revealed. So they're doing this really fast, and more than just 1 per year. It's more like 2 per year, with like 3 or 4 orders per year. And with that, these sets are supposed to be more special, but I really feel like with the way that the program has changed, it has taken away from how special the sets actually are. But at the same time, now that I've bought and now built one of these sets, I do think that there is a lot with this program. And when I first started this video, one of the things I wanted to discuss was, is it okay to buy from a Bricklink Designer program? Is it for the faint of heart, the general public? And it is. They are worth the money, and they are something worth buying. When you buy these sets, they're not governed by Lego. You see, when someone submits a Lego idea and Lego approves and puts that set into production, they refine the set. They take the building techniques and they dumb it down to where it's pretty simple for you and I to buy the set, follow the instructions, and create the set. With the designer program, it's the same thing. You submit the set, but Lego, I believe, does not have a whole lot of involvement. So a lot of the techniques that go into building this set are techniques that we have never seen before. And Lego would generally withhold these techniques. And when you buy from these programs, you get a chance at those techniques. I'm very happy to have bought a set from the designer program. It was completely worth the wait. It was worth the money. I think sets like this will look great next to the fishing store and the A-frame cabin and Sanderson's cottage, like I've said before. But definitely in the future, if funding allows, I will be keeping my eye out for more of these designer sets. I really do like seeing the unrefined, unmolested, version of a fan-created set released to the public. Like I've said before, though, I don't know how much involvement Lego had into putting this into production, but it's nothing near as much as what they do with the Ideas program. Now let's talk about the things I like about with this set in particular. The freaking building techniques. I keep saying it. The walls. To have the walls go in with pretty much a staircase plate design, and then to be hinged upwards, so the wall is still straight, but you have that slat design like you would see on an older house. I think even my house here, built in the early 80s, late 70s, even has like a slat wall design, so when rain comes down, it just kind of sheets off the house, and it doesn't get trapped in the walls and creates problems. But to see that translated into a Lego set is really freaking cool. When I build Lego, this is one of the reasons why I'm growing to like Technic, is I like to relate things that we see on day-to-day building practices and from an engineering stance actually show through on brick. And this set is a shining example. Now, going back on what I was saying about how if this was a Lego Ideas set that was submitted and Lego took it, Lego would probably take away those walls and there would be more of a generic wall. And why would Lego do this? Well, because like you seen in my review video, the last clip over, you could push these walls in. And Lego probably would not like that. Where the Bricklink Designer program, to push the walls in is perfectly fine. I do see with this set, if I do not move it correctly, plants are going to fall off, Walls are going to get pushed in. If you push in certain walls, you're going to knock over merchandise cabinets built inside of the set. You know, it does have its quirks, but this is an 18 and older set, and as a person that has children, there's a reason that some sets are 18 and older, and some sets are not. Lego knows what they're doing with the marketing, and with this set alone from the Bricklink Designer Program, this is an example of something that would not fly in a set that's not 18 and older, but Lego would even dumb it out for us if they made this set their own. So that's enough talking about all of that. I really like the set. I love the detail. I love the little carriage that we get with it. The minifigures, like I said, they're generic prints, normal run-of-the-mill minifigures, but there's still enough in the set to tell a story of the mayor and the goods transporter, the general store owner, the hunter. Then we just have a normal lady probably coming in from one of her little cottages on a ranch, coming in with a grocery list. This thing is really, really cool. Growing up in California and hearing stories about the Wild West and going to ghost towns and stuff, this is kind of what you would imagine the buildings would once be. And to have this in Lego is really cool because it really makes me think of all those ghost town visits. So with that, everybody, it does it for today's video. If you guys want to support the channel, there's two ways to do so. There is a thank you button right down below. When you guys hit that, you guys can leave a donation. Anything you guys donate goes to Lego sets just like this and supporting the Lego channel. If that's not really your thing, you guys can equally support the channel just as importantly by hitting that subscribe button and following along with every single thing that we do here. As usual, if you guys can like the video and share this video with your friends, it'd be much appreciated. And on that one, drop your comments down below. Were you lucky enough to get a version of this? Do you think that they're going to actually put this into production from what it sounds like they were supposed to after us funders got funded it to be better? I can't English today. This is what happens when you have too many things going on at once. But yes, please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. With that, again, guys, I genuinely have all of the new sets. Drop your comments down below on what you guys may want to see built next. I'm overwhelmed by my backlog. I think my wife did a good job picking this set out. This probably would have been one of the ones I would have built last because it's a building, and I just got done putting up all of my buildings in my apartment. But anyway, guys, I'm glad that we got this one built, and I did this review video for you all. So drop your comments down below on maybe what you want to see next. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.